Hey everyone, this is Steve, curator of the MHS Military Collection with another episode of Keep 'em Rolling, a channel dedicated to preserving the memory of what the United States Armed Forces did during World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, with the primary focus being on World War II. Now my goal, as always, is to share with all of you unique items from the collection, new acquisitions, to offer preservation tips, and take you all on the occasional outside collecting adventure and visits to historic sites that focus on our country's military heritage. I'd also like to add that my goal is to offer you one video per week, with those videos airing always on Sunday evening. For this episode of Keep 'em Rolling, I decided to mix things up a bit and share with you my workspace within my collecting room. For the longest time, I wanted a space where I could spread out, do my research, do my preservation, my documentation, and the like. And I wanted that space to fit within the character of my collecting room. I almost envisioned a 1920s, 1930s office space with the Art Deco furniture and the like. And I have finally achieved the look I've been shooting for. The star of my workspace, if you will, is this beautiful desk. I love this desk for a couple of reasons. Number one, it has a huge workspace. This whole area here, you can see how large this workspace is. It's absolutely incredible. The desk, when not in use, can close up. It's called a break front desk, and the front closes up. It gives it a very shallow profile, which makes my room seem bigger. The desk has a series of drawers. We have two small drawers on the top and then three larger drawers. And these drawers right here give me much needed storage space. And then the top of the desk actually rests on these two supports. These supports pull out when the desk is in use and slide in when the desk is not in use. But when they're out and this front rests on them, you can see that this is just a very sturdy work surface. So that's a couple of the reasons why I love this desk, but the most important reason is its history. I found this desk about an hour from my home at an antique shop. The desk drew me in because of a very Art Deco look. When you look at the handles and that, it's that very Art Deco-y type of style. But more importantly was the history of this desk. According to all of the tags on the back of the desk, this desk was actually utilized on the HMS Asagi. It's A-S-S-E-G-A-I. Now, the Asagi was not a British ship. The Asagi was actually a military base located near Durban, South Africa. And the base was in operation during World War II. That's the only time the base was in operation. So this desk, part of it, the handles and that, were manufactured in England. The desk itself was assembled in South Africa, and then it served its time at this military base during World War II. It just blows my mind that a British military desk like this big piece of furniture, would make its way from South Africa to a small antique shop about an hour from my home. I mean, if this desk could talk, you can only imagine what this desk would have to say. Now, the price, it wasn't cheap, but it was fair for a desk like this, and it fits my room so well, once again, to have that history. Now, I wanted to keep the desk functional, but I also wanted to have it look kind of like that 1930s office. So what I've done is on the top here, it has a small shallow shelf, and I keep reference books up here that I use on a pretty regular basis. I have this wonderful little stuffed dog that I found. It's a Navy dog, and I love it because the officer sent this home to his daughter during World War II, and he actually pinned his original Sterling rank onto the coat of the dog. So I just love this. It's kind of like my little mascot, if you will. And then I have this other little toy dog here. Above me, I have this wonderful picture of a World War II WAC. Unfortunately, she is unidentified, but it's a very nice kind of artist watercolor, and it was done in North Africa. So you have this picture from North Africa above the desk from South Africa. As you come down here, I have this small Art Deco fan on here. My room sometimes gets a little stuffy, and this helps circulate the air. This is a functioning fan. I can turn it on for you guys. It's from the time period. A little switch in the back. Turn that on. You can see it's truly a functioning, oscillating fan. And the breeze is wonderful both in the summertime when it can get a little bit humid, even though we have air conditioning in our home, and in the wintertime when things can get a little stuffy down here. I'm going to turn that off so we don't have that background noise going the whole time. Now for the desk itself, it does have compartments back here where I keep some of the projects that I'm currently working on. I'll be sharing those in future episodes. I have this really cool little grouping of paperwork here that I'm excited to share with all of you. And then I had to decorate with a few things, of course. I have this phone. Check this out. This was a nice surprise. This actually came from Europe. It's pre-World War II. And look, I mean, you could picture this almost sitting on Colonel Klink's desk in Hogan's Heroes. Just an outstanding phone. And another thing I love, this is a sound that I think has been lost, you know, as time has gone on with digital phones, but listen to this. Isn't that incredible? I mean, just beautiful. I wish I had a little, let's see if I can do it with a pencil here. Let's see. So when that phone would ring, that would be the chime that you would get to let you know someone was calling you. I mean, just a beautiful ring to it. So I'd love to have this phone working. Unfortunately, it's set up for the European plugs and the like, so I don't know if that will ever happen, but still, it's a fantastic addition to my desk. I do have a couple little things on here. I have an ashtray that's a souvenir from the invasion of Holland by the paratroopers. I have this little it's a tobacco tin here. It's a British tobacco tin. It's got this nice little kind of military motif. I use this to store all the keys for my various lock display cases. That way everything is in one spot, because I have a tendency of, you know, getting into something and then laying the key down and not being able to remember where I put the keys. So I'm very good now about putting them right into my little tobacco tin, if you will. I have a booklet here, Services Guide to Cairo. This is the British Services Guide. I figured British desk. I'm a big Disney fan. One of my favorite rides that's no longer in operation is the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and I got this great little model here of the 20,000 Leagues, the Nautilus, and this actually lights up when you turn it on. So one of those weird quirky things I have in my office. I have my pencil cup here. I only use pencils doing my research simply because a pencil is not dangerous. If you are writing with an ink pen and it starts to leak on something, it can get all over everything. Plus, if I'm writing on an original item, I'm documenting a photograph on the back or something to that effect. And that's one thing I encourage you all to do. Whenever I have a snapshot and I've been able to identify who the person is or where the person's at, I'll very lightly and very carefully write on the back of the photograph in pencil all the research I've done. That way future generations will know who that person is. I use pencil because pencil can be erased if necessary if you make a mistake. If you use ink pen, you're asking for trouble. Ink pen can leak. It's permanent, so if you make a mistake, you can't undo it, and ink can tend to leak through the photograph to the front and ruin it. So that's kind of my brief preservation tip. I have my fantastic magnifying glass here for examining things up close. I have a couple little souvenir glasses here. Then next to it, I'll back up, I have my file cabinets. On the top is my metal file cabinet. This was a $3 find, and it's OD green. It looks military. I don't know if it is or not. It's a stackable file cabinet. This is where I keep all my World War I photographs and papers. And then as we go down, I have this beautiful wood file cabinet, kind of keeping to that 1930s office motif. And in here I keep all my files on my various uniforms and the like. You can pull it open, you can see these are the files. I'll pull one out here so you guys can see how it works. Up in the corner here, if I can zoom in, this tells me that this item is located in the storage closet. It's in cap box number 3. And up on the top I'll write down my MHS museum. This is for one dark blue United States Navy officer's visor cap, airflow. This is the number over here. Boy, I'm getting a lot of glare. Sorry about that. I assigned it a number, A062111. That's when I processed it in 2011. And then when you open it up, on the inside here, you can see a document that kind of talks about the cap. It gives a little bit, you know, dark blue United States Navy visor cap, so forth and so on. It tells about it, size tag, and the like. And this is what I use this file cabinet. As we get into other elements of the file cabinet down lower, let's see if I can pull something out. We'll come down here. Let's see. Down here, for instance, this file, these are all of my home front items. Let's just pull one file out here. What did I pull? Random file. Booklet, gloves, mittens for the entire family, 1944. So when we open this one up, if I got it right this time, yep, there we go. It's this wonderful little pamphlet on gloves and mittens for the entire family. And when you look through this little booklet, it's got all these ways that you can sew for your family. I'm going to kill this light here so I don't know if that helps or not. darkens up a bit, but it gets rid of that glare. So there's lots of information. Why I bought this was because there's a section on knitting military items. Let's see if I can pull something out that's a little juicier, if you will. Let me try. Let's see what this one is here. Pull out a couple here. Dominguez Cafe menu. So this is just a menu from the Dominguez Cafe. Let's try this one. This one's from the Grand Rapids Public Museum. This is a neat little Servicemen, what of those souvenirs? This is a pamphlet that the Grand Rapids Public Museum put out in 1946, encouraging soldiers to donate all of their military memorabilia to the museum for display purposes rather than letting it linger in the attic and collect dust or letting neighborhood kids run around with it and play with it. So, interesting little pamphlet. We'll do one more here. Chess and checker set. Yeah, this is kind of a neat one. This right here. Help Russia Hasten Victory, the RWR, the Russian War Relief. And it's a chess and checker set. And when you open this up, and get it out of the envelope here, you open this up, you've got this slide here, and in it, you've got, these are the pieces, both chess, so this would be the red chess pieces, and then on this side, it'd be the black checkers, black chess pieces, red checkers, and then you have, of course, we can get this to pop open here, you have the chessboard. So it's kind of a cool little game. But you can see how I try to archive a lot of my paperwork, and I do this simply because the paperwork tends to overwhelm you. And when you have stacks and stacks and stacks of photographs and other things, you lose track of what you have, and it's really no fun. So we'll get into more on how I catalog things and that in the future. But once again, I just wanted to do kind of a short video, and it's looking like it's becoming a long video, so I'm going to cut it off here on my collecting space and finally bringing this to fruition. So I hope you all enjoy, and thanks for watching. Well, everyone, that concludes another episode of Keep 'em Rolling. I encourage all of you, please leave comments, leave questions. I love talking to each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe. Like if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, but if you dislike it, please let me know why, because I'm always looking to improve. So, until next time, everyone, this is Steve reminding all of you to do your part and keep 'em rolling.